introduce Cassidy Lichtman and Erin Ferris. Cassidy, you wanna go first?
Yeah, hey everyone. Like she said, I'm currently playing Athletes Unlimited. I've been playing volleyball since I was 10 years old. I'm from San Diego. I played college at Stanford and then went on to play 5 years professionally overseas and with the US national team. And I had retired and then I came back last year to play in AU. So this is my second season with Athletes Unlimited. And I'm an outside hitter right now, but I've also been a setter, an opposite, defensive specialist, kind of all kinds of things. And I love Starlings, so I'm super excited to be here.
Thanks, Cassidy. Are you going to come to nationals again this year, maybe?
Yeah.
Sure. All right, cool. Erin, go ahead.
It's hard to go after that. My name is Erin Ferris, and this is my 6th year playing professionally. I did 5 years overseas, and then this will be my second short AU season. I'm from Houston, Texas, and played club for AVA, if anybody knows who they are. And I'm an outside hitter. And I play at University of Louisville.
Awesome. And did you do Athletes? This your second season with Athletes Unlimited?
Yeah.
Yes. Both of you, both seasons. So anybody who goes back and watches any of the old videos, you guys will see both of them playing for each of those seasons. That'll be pretty cool. All right, well, let me actually share my screen then. And I'm just going to show you the little teaser video on the Athletes Unlimited Instagram page. Can you guys all see my screen? Yes, okay, we'll see how the volume is, but we'll at least be able to watch it. Okay.
Texas has once again become the center of United States professional volleyball. 44 of the world's best players have come for season 2 of Athletes Unlimited.
We're going to play some great volleyball, and we're going to put on a show. Welcome to Athletes Unlimited season 2.
So on the other side, Edmund with the kill.
Edmund coming up big, back to back.
Tap down, no, Hex gets under it. Into the campfire once again. Well, we are burning some volleyballs here. Oh, speaking of killing balls, another block from Stiffer. Oh my, Sambovi. Week 2 begins Wednesday at 6. We will see you Wednesday night.
All right. I'm fired up. So just so you guys all know, I'll make sure to share links with all of you and with your club directors to some of the videos already from this season, because a lot of the games are streamed on their YouTube Live and Facebook Live. So even if you don't necessarily have access to cable, you can also watch replays of the games, even if you can't watch them live, if you're at practice or something. So I'll send you guys those links, and then you'll see their schedule and you'll be able to watch any of the live games that you want to as well. But with that, let's get started so we don't take up too much time. What I'm going to do is, since we received 16, there's the volume again. We received 16 questions from you guys, and what we're going to do is I'm going to call on you one at a time, and I'm going to have you guys ask one of your questions. Since some of them were a little bit similar, I'll either ask you to ask your first or your second question, and if you don't know which one that is, just ask me and I'll let you know what the topic is. You can ask your question, and Erin and Cassidy will give their responses, and we'll just try and move through and get everybody answered at least once. So to start off, let's just see if, yeah, Jimena, are you here? Jimena Pelayo from Starlings Linwood. Go ahead and just share your age and how long you've been playing volleyball. And then can you ask your second question?
Yes. My name's Jimena and I'm 17 years old and I play for Starlings Linwood. And my question was, what inspired you to continue towards a career as a professional volleyball player?
I grew up playing. My mom was a volleyball coach, and so I started playing really young, and I just loved the game so much. And it was what I always wanted to do when I was a kid. And I didn't really know that professional volleyball was an option. I knew kind of that there was an Olympic team and all of that, but I didn't really know anything about professional volleyball until I got to college. But for me, a lot of it was about just loving the sport and wanting to keep playing, and B, wanting to see how good I could be at it. Like that was my motivation all the time growing up, was if I just get a little bit better today and a little bit better the next day, like eventually I'm going to find out how good I can be. And I just really want to be able to play volleyball at the highest level I possibly can, just to experience what that's like and to play with kind of the best players in the world if I can do that. So that was a lot of it. And then coming out of college, I realized that you can do this as a job, which is a pretty cool job to get paid to play volleyball. And it's even cooler when you can get paid to play volleyball here in the United States and, you know, play at home and have your family come watch it. And so it felt like kind of a win-win situation.
Very cool. Good question. And we're just going to bounce back and forth with each pro. And again, it might be one, it might be both that respond to your question. So next question, let's see, from Destiny from Fayetteville Dream. Can you ask your first question, please? I know she's here because I saw her on the list. Sonia, Destiny's there, right? Yep. Oh, there she is. Okay, unmute yourself. There we go.
Hi, sorry, my internet had went out. Hi, my name is Destiny Harriot. I'm 18 years old and I play as a setter and outside hitter. My first question was, what advice would you give to someone that's trying to become an upcoming leader on the court?
That's a good one. I would say advice is, I mean, not everybody is a vocal leader. Some people like to show by just showing up to practice on time and doing what they're supposed to do all the time. It's just kind of like knowing yourself and knowing which way you can contribute to be a leader. But I think that's awesome that you are asking that question, because some people, you know, kind of stray away from that because it could be more pressure and things like that. But I think, you know, being as vocal as you can, it's always going to help. And I think, I mean, for me, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do and actually taking what my coaches are saying, everything that they're saying, and implementing it in every part of my game. And you just naturally start to like become a leader. So I think that would be my advice.
It's great advice.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Great. Okay, let's go. Kylie from Omaha. Can you please share your second question?
Hi, I'm Kylie Bleen. I'm 17, and my question is, what is the biggest struggle you had to get to where you're at today?
Yeah, great question. I physically was not supposed to be a volleyball player. I had like a lot of issues like medically growing up. I have like chronic pain condition, and so that was the biggest thing for me, was just the fact that I love this sport and it also hurts me, and I had to figure out how to kind of manage that. And I think that's for a lot of people, like as you get higher and higher levels in the sport, like it takes a lot out of your body. And so even when we're playing here, we're all the trainers every day and trying to just maintain that. And, you know, like I know Erin's, you know, had some injuries too, and that affects your mindset and your kind of mental health. And so just making sure that you're taking care of yourself in every way, I think is super important. And for me growing up, you know, especially, like I said, like I wasn't necessarily supposed to be an athlete at this level. And so not letting that get into my head and letting other people dictate what I can and can't do, I think was really important. So just being like, whether or not somebody thinks I can do this, like I'm just going to go into the gym every day and work on my game, and I'm going to get to whatever level I'm going to get to. But I don't need to worry about what other people think about it.
Awesome. Thank you, Cassidy. Yeah, I feel like you have a really unique journey. That was a good question for you to answer. Maritza from Starlings Linwood, can you ask your first question, please?
Hi, my name is Maritza Ortiz, and my question to you is, throughout your career, how have you been able to overcome self-criticism on the court after making mistakes?
You said self-criticism?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. This is some good questions. I think I had to understand how much positive self-talk was really hurting my bad self-talk was hurting my game. I don't know exactly who actually brought it up to me, but when they were like, the more negative thoughts you have in your head is actually what's going to happen. So the more confident, or I'm telling myself like, hey, you can do it. It really changed my game. Or instead of being scared of something that's going to happen, I was like, no, I want them to serve me, or I want to do this. I think positive self-talk for me at least have completely shifted my game. So I would really, of course, at the beginning, it's kind of like you're faking it till you make it, but at some point it becomes real and you really do feel that confidence in your game.
Marisa, you like that answer?
Yes, thank you.
Great. Cool. Okay, I can't tell if Anna Santiago is here. She might just not have her name up, but Anna, are you here? Okay, maybe not. I'll come back to her if she gets back. Okay, let's go here. Ava Craig, are you here?
There you go.
Ava, yes? Okay, great. Hi, Ava. Sorry. Okay. Go ahead and ask your second question, please.
Okay, I'm Ava. I'm 15. I've been playing volleyball for almost 2 years. And what do you do when coaches give you different advice on like the same type of like thing?
That's a good question. There are many different ways to play volleyball, and I think good coaches know that. But to me, it's about figuring out what works for you. And so I think anytime I'm in a gym with a coach, I try to do what they're asking me to do, because like I want to learn new things. And so if I'm in my high school gym and my coach is telling me something, I try that. I go to my club gym, if I'm something else, I try that. And one of those things is maybe it's going to feel better for me. And so over time, you get a lot of different styles and some different feedback. But you can take from each coach the things that work and leave out the things that don't, and just kind of build your game that way as you go through coaches in your career.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Betsaida, sorry if I said your name wrong, but will you ask the question that you just sent me, please?
Yes. My name is Betsaida. I've been playing volleyball for a year. And one of my questions is, what are some tips you have learned to calm your anxiety during high pressure matches or moments?
Awesome. Thank you for asking that. For me, it's really visualizing me doing it correct. I feel like I've had a lot of anxiety in my career also, especially like going to bigger and bigger stages. And I really try to calm myself in between each point and visualizing myself doing what I am having anxiety about, and kind of slowing things down has done me some touches on the court.
I'd also say like taking a deep breath. And this goes for just outside of volleyball too. Just whenever you get nervous or anxious in life, like when you start feeling butterflies and all that, that's literally your body physically getting ready to like run away from a bear. Like evolutionarily, like that's why that we feel that way. And so if you take a really deep breath, it tells your body like, I'm okay. I can get oxygen, I can breathe deep. That means there's no danger. And so you just take a few of those and maybe you can calm yourself back down.
before I pass, before I serve, you will always see me like, and it seems so simple, but it really is something that could just slow things down a little bit.
That's really good advice. Nyla from Fayetteville, go ahead and ask your second question. Both questions are good, but yeah, go ahead and ask your second.
I think she did it.
She's asking in the chat. Okay,
Oh.
she says, what are some exercises to jump higher to improve one's vertical? Well,
Hold
Erin
on one
should probably
second. Wait, also, add to the end of it, she asked in another thing, what are good foods to eat while staying in shape? And since nobody asked about food, can you tack on to the end food? Okay,
yes.
cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think, so a couple things. For food, it all starts, I think, with just balanced meals, right? Like there are a lot of people who are like, you need to eat, just protein and no carbs, and you need to eat, carbs more, get like balanced meals are good. Figuring out kind of how much food you need based on how much you're training is also good. Like if I'm in full training mode, I'm going to eat a lot more throughout my day than when I'm not. So just figuring out kind of what's the level that works for you. And everybody's body is different. So it shouldn't be like, oh, well, my friend eats this and so I'm going to eat that. Everybody's body is different. And then exercises for jumping higher. I mean, obviously all of those things that strengthen your legs. So we do a lot of, squats and hamstring exercises.
Box jumps.
Mm-hmm.
Did a bunch of jump ropes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I forgot what those machines were called. They put them, I don't know if everybody has this, but they have this machine where it's kind of like a board on the ground and you have like this little strings coming from it. You look like you know what that is. Who is this?
It's like a plyo machine.
Yeah, like a plyo machine. You're jumping up and it's kind of like, pulling you down to in a way to where when you let it go, you kind of have all this strength to like jump now. I can't put the words together, but I did that a lot, and that was really good for me.
Would you guys agree? Go ahead, Cassidy.
I was gonna say, if you move a lot of weight in that direction, or like move very fast in that direction, it's gonna help you jump.
I was just gonna say, even if you don't have access to like a lot of weights or like a gym necessarily, like literally just jumping probably helps, right?
Just jumping would help. I mean, and if you want to like do some squats, you don't have to be holding dumbbells, right? Like you can hold grocery bags or like whatever you have lying around the house that is heavy.
All the stuff you did when the pandemic happened,
right?
And you were just kind of just picking up stuff. Exactly that.
Awesome. Emily Garcia from Linwood, can you ask Emily Zyla. There are two Emilys. We will get to both of them. Emily Zyla, go ahead and ask your second question, please.
So my question, I should say my name. I am Emily. I'm 17. But my second question was like, what's the biggest difference between playing like college volleyball and like professional volleyball?
Oh, I love that. I think that the players are just simply smarter. Like a player like Cassidy, I don't know if you've ever seen her. Like everybody in college, like it's more about the strong kills and like, obviously when you're younger, you have all the strength in the world. And that is kind of like a better point to say for some people. But when you go overseas, like you'll have the people that will literally tool you every single ball and never hit a ball straight down. And it's like the most frustrating thing ever. It's Cassidy. But I think that is the biggest change, is like a point to point and people are going to score it however they know how to score it. So like you have people that jump out of the gym and they can bomb a ball in the middle of the court. And then you have people with a lower vertical, but like they still make the same amount of points because they learn how they can score points using the block, really catching people not ready. I mean, there's so many ways that you can score. And I think that is the biggest change that I really saw from college to professional.
Very cool. Emily Garcia, since I almost called on you, go ahead and ask your first question and remember to share your age and where you're from.
Hi, I'm Emily Garcia. I'm 14 years old. I play for Starlings Linwood, and I've been playing for 1 year. I play setter and outside. My question is, are there ever times you doubt yourself as a volleyball player? If so, what was something that helped you really focus on doing better and keeping all the negative thoughts off the court?
Yeah, great question. I mean, I think everybody has bad days, right? And we all make mistakes, and volleyball is a game of mistakes. Like, even if you win a game 25-12, like, it's kind of a blowout. You like really won it easily, but you still messed up 12 times in your team. And so over the course of a match, you're going to mess up a bunch of times. And I think for me, there's a couple of things that help. One is just remembering all of the times that I've practiced before or played before. And so knowing, okay, I've gone in the gym and I've passed the ball. You know, if you've only been doing it for a year, you've still passed the ball, you know, thousands of times. I've been doing it for a lot longer than a year, and I've passed balls millions of times. And so remembering, you know, just because I shanked this one or just because I hit this ball out, I've done it right a lot of times, and I can do it right again the next time. And then the other thing that kind of gets me back in the right frame of mind is just thinking, like, technically, what can I change? Like, if there's one thing your coach always tells you, or one thing you can focus on. So I'm not sitting there waiting to pass, thinking like, oh my gosh, they're going to serve me. What if I miss it? I'm thinking, okay, I just need to get my feet there on this one, or let me just hold my platform when I pass this ball. And so I'm focusing on kind of one specific thing. And then the last thing I do is sometimes I talk trash to the other team in my head, like, go ahead and serve me again. I'm going to dime the next one. And just kind of, you gotta, like, we called it on the national team, we called it swag statements. So you gotta like hype yourself up a little bit, you know?
Very good. Very good self-talk. Anna, I see that you just got here, or at least you just jumped on the video. Anna from Corpus Christi, can you ask your first question, please?
Yes, my first question is, what mental tool do you use when you are under pressure?
A mental tool. I mean, I'm pretty, I don't know if this answers your question or not, but I think yoga really zens me. I don't know if I think that's a tool, right? I haven't done yoga or anything that was super zen until a couple, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Until like 2 years ago, and I felt like it really made a difference in my mental game. Again, being able to slow down things and like breathe. I feel like a lot of the times I'm not breathing and there's 1,000 things going on in my head. And I think yoga was a tool for me.
That's great. That's a good tool. And it's good to have off the court tools too, right? Because our emotions aren't only on the court. So it's good to be balanced all the time. I just highlighted it. Venicia from Omaha, can you ask your second question, please?
I feel like my questions were already covered. So do you mind if I ask one that I didn't put on there? All right. So I'm Venicia. I'm 17. I've been playing volleyball for about 7 years. My position, I play outside, but currently a DS due to ACL recovery. I play for Starlings, Omaha Starlings. And then my question was, if there was anything you could or would do differently that would affect your position on the team, and or as a volleyball player or your volleyball career, what would you change?
Erin, I feel like you have an answer for this. I feel like we talked about it. Wasn't this your question? If you could change one thing if you could change one thing in your career.
Oh yeah, we did talk about this slightly the other day. I think that especially going through injury, one thing that I would change is listening to my body. I think as you get older, you know when you should push, when you should not push, or when you need to stretch more, when you need to simply just stop. And I there was a time where I feel like my body was not there, and I knew it, and still I did, and I ended up tearing my ACL. So that I would say that's one of my regrets. And now I'm super conscious about, you know, my body and, you know, getting ahead of recovery and all that kind of stuff. So sorry to hear about your ACL, but I love to answer questions about that kind of stuff, and I'm happy to see that you're back playing.
Yeah, very cool. Shared experience.
Yeah.
Is it Alice? Alice Mara, are you there? Do you want to ask your question?
My question is, my name is Alice Mara and I'm 12 years old. I've been playing for about a year now. And my question is, what was one of your regrets doing in a volleyball game?
One of the things we regret doing in a volleyball game? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Regret.
Well, I'm sure there are many, but last weekend I missed a serve that I regret. I don't regret making mistakes. I regret making mistakes because I wasn't thinking about the right things. Like if I take a swing and they put up a great block and I feel good about my swing and I get stuffed, I'm okay with it. Or, you know, if they have a great serve and I didn't quite get there and I shanked the pass, I'm okay with it. Like the reason I regret this specific serve that I remember is because the game, like one of our players had gotten hurt, we subbed somebody else in. It was really chaotic in the game and it was close at the end. And it's not about whether we got the point or not. It's about that I should have recognized that, you know, the game was chaotic and I had the opportunity to just make one good play and put a serve in. And instead I missed, which just kind of compounded what was happening. And so those are the moments that I end up regretting after games. Is like, oh, I did one thing and I know better than that, and I, you know, should have made a different choice.
Very good. Let me see. Jovi Navarro, are you here? Yes, I see you here. I see your name, at least.
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead and ask maybe your second question. Or actually, why don't you ask your first question? It might be more for Cassidy, but it's about setting. But Erin, you can also say anything you want about setting.
Yeah, my question is more for Cassidy. My name is Jovi. I'm 14. I've been playing volleyball for 3 years, I think. And my question was, what are some tips you have for a new, like someone that's learning how to set, or like a setter? What do you have tips for a setter?
Yeah, a few things. I think, you know, one of the things for setters, you have to get reps. Like you have to be, you know, have to go in the gym and, you know, before practice or after practice, and just set a bunch of balls, because that's how you learn. And the most important thing for setters is to be able to be consistent with the location of your set, so that the hitters know where it's going to come. So if you're, you know, really athletic and you can get to the ball, but every set that you set is really different, it's really hard for your hitters to get in a rhythm and to know what's coming for them to be good. So you want to try and get to a place where you can put the ball as consistently as possible in the same spot for your hitters, so they know what's coming. And other than that, I think, you know, setters are often leaders in their teams. And so just kind of being comfortable with yourself and your role, but being the kind of the person who, you know, knows what's going on in the court and is able to run the offense, and people are going to look to you because you have to call plays and everything. So I think the best setters are really good at what they do kind of physically, but also have some intangibles where they're good leaders, or they're kind of the calming influence, or they have something else that they're bringing to the team as well.
Very good. All right. I have 3 more questions here, but if for any reason I didn't call on you, you might not have submitted the questions via the app that I collected them on. So, you know, when I'm finished with these 3 questions, if you didn't ask, just maybe have one in mind that you want to ask. Okay. But first, Yelity from Fayetteville, go ahead and introduce yourself, and then you can ask your first question.
I'm Jalady. I'm 13 years old. I've been playing volleyball for about a year now. And my question is, how has volleyball affected your life?
Ooh, nice. Volleyball has completely changed my life. I mean, I've always played sports, but volleyball was something different for me. It never, like, nobody in my family had ever played it. And I think that, I mean, I know you're kind of talking about me, but I feel like I've influenced so many people because I started playing volleyball. Like all the family, friends, and cousins and stuff that I have wanted to start because I did. And I just feel like that's changing. It's changed for me, and then it's changing people down the line. But yeah, I started pretty late. My eyes were not even on volleyball. It was something that just kind of came out of nowhere. Also, like, my social skills, being a good teammate, I mean, be able to work with any player in the world. Like, I've literally played in 6 different countries, and being able to communicate and like deal with different personalities, it's definitely changed who I am, and obviously made me a better person for sure. So volleyball has a huge impact on my life.
That's a great question. Let's see, Sierra, also from Fayetteville Dreams. Sierra, go ahead and ask your first question. It's a good one.
Hi, my name is Sierra. I'm 14 and I've been playing volleyball for about 2 years now. And my question is, how to get scouts to notice you?
Good question. Like college scouts, yeah. I think the biggest thing is let them know you're there. So you can send an email. They can't write to you or call you until you're older, but you can send an email to a coach anytime that you want, and just let them know who you are and who you play for and where they might be able to watch you. If you have any video, you can send them that. And so that's the biggest thing is, there's so many kids out there, and these coaches go out to tournaments, they try to find people, but there are a lot of coaches who, if you let them know where you are, they might come, take a look. And so I think that's the biggest thing. And then when you're doing that, look for schools that, you think you might want to go to. And that might be like, I really want to, stay in my state, or I want to leave my state, or I want to be by a beach, or I want to be in a good nursing program, or whatever it is. So looking into some of those schools that have some things that you want. And like I said, just let them know where you are so that they can come watch you.
Yeah, and I'd love to just add on to that a little bit, just because with Starlings, we have access to some partners that will help us potentially collect video, or help you collect video that you can share with college coaches. So for any of you that are thinking about it, I'm a junior college coach, and I look at a lot of apps, and we look at the videos that are on those apps, and I do all the filters like, hey, is this kid in my state? Is this kid this position? And we look at that stuff, and we want to see, even if it's just a little video, it gives us a taste of kind of what we're looking at. And then if we're excited about it, or if you talk to us, then we're more inclined to go and watch you more. So video is huge, at least for me and coaches I know. Video is really important. So if you're starting to collect video, do it. If you haven't yet, go talk to your coach, and if they need any help from Starlings, tell them to talk to me. Okay. And then all right, we'll keep going here. Let's go. The last question I have is from Aiden from Starlings Covington. Are you there? Might not be. I don't think I see your name. So I think I saw a couple of other people jump on the call. Anybody that I haven't called on yet, just unmute yourself. And if not, then we did a great job. Okay, I would like to just know kind of what advice, Cassidy and Erin, just one piece of advice from each of you that you'd want to leave these girls with on their volleyball journey, just personal advice.
I would just say, don't let anybody label you as just one position. I think it's awesome these days that people, Cass is a great example that she can play more than one thing, and she's going to find her way on the court. And I'm coming from me, I used to be a middle, and I was only that. And I felt like some people try to categorize you as one thing. But I feel like I missed so much of, like, I don't know, passing reps, or, so much ball control stuff because I just was in this box, of I can only do one thing. So I think it's good to be good at everything. And obviously, really putting in work of what your coaches are telling you to do. I felt like I was super like hard-headed, but as I got older and wiser, every little thing that they told me definitely could benefit me in some way. I think just being open to like change, and even though you're stuck in your ways, they're like, oh, I've been doing it this way. Like sometimes, what some advice somebody is giving you might completely change your game. But I think those are my top things there.
Yeah, I think, well, I'm going to answer this question, but also, do you guys want to see our court? Because I'm at the gym right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to walk to our court as I answer this. So there's also a staff game going on, which is hilarious because I don't know how to play volleyball.
Yeah.
So I think, for me, a little bit related to Erin, but like, I don't know. So there's volleyball is for everybody. And so whatever level you want to play at, maybe you want to play in college, maybe you don't. There's a place for you. And so whether that's just in a rec league or in college with a national team, there are billion people who play volleyball around the world. And so there's always an opportunity. And if you want to get better, it's just about going in the gym every day and working on your game. And like Karen said, taking feedback. Taking it kind of one day at a time. And that is our court right there.
Wow.
And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. That's our staff. Those are, I don't know if you can see more, but can you see over there? There's people waving to you. That's Taiba and Deja and Molly.
Everybody wave at the
That's our staff
back there.
They're all yelling hi Starlings. I don't know if you can hear them. But those are some of our players and some of our staff and a couple of Olympians who are saying hi to you. But like I said, I think we're all here because we love volleyball, and we just fell in love with the game and try to keep getting better at it. And so whatever level you end up at, if that's kind of where you start, I think you're going to have a good time.
Awesome. Excellent advice. And thank you guys so much for taking the time to answer everybody's questions. I'm going to just right now share a couple of posts from the Athletes Unlimited Instagram page in the chat. Some of them, one has Cassidy, one has Erin, one has just like cool highlights. There are 3 links there. It looks like 1, but there are 3. And I encourage you to follow both of them, to follow Athletes Unlimited. I will send the same way I sent you all an email to this meeting. I will send you all an email with links to their Facebook, their YouTube, but also their website, so you guys can check out how to watch and see more of them. And now that you know them, it'll be pretty cool to go watch them play on TV. When you guys, your next game is tomorrow, right?
We play tomorrow, and I think I'm in the early game, and I think we're on YouTube and Facebook tomorrow at 5 Central.
What teams are you on this? What teams are you on this week?
I'm on blue, Team Drews.
Blue.
Purple, Team Shayla.
Okay, so blue team and the purple team. You guys got that? Everybody ready to watch? Okay, great. Well, thank you again. And everybody, I speak on everyone's behalf when I say it was awesome, and we appreciate you guys so much. And good luck in the rest of your season.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
You guys can all unmute if you want to say bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everyone.